Historically, society has treated female pleasure as if it operates on a simple, localized switch, a button pressed until a result is achieved. Treating the body like a crude, single-source device caps physical pleasure far below its actual limit. This narrow focus often results in a mismatch of expectations, where the biological needs of one partner remain invisible to the other. This diagram compares that simplistic model with biological reality. The female nervous system is a sophisticated instrument designed to layer intense, simultaneous streams of sensory data from multiple nerve pathways. Reaching advanced states of ecstasy requires synthesizing all this layered data into a unified experience, moving past the narrow goal of a quick, localized release. Approaching sexual mastery as an exercise in neurological engineering allows for a more reliable path to physical satisfaction. On a macro level, the internal architecture of the female pelvis operates as a unified, data-gathering sensory network. 3 primary routes transmit pleasure to the brain: the pudendal, the pelvic, and the hypogastric nerves. A blended orgasm occurs when multiple erogenous zones, such as the clitoral, vaginal, and anal regions, are stimulated, until all 3 nerve pathways fire simultaneously. This is often achieved through combined techniques or dual motor devices. When these signals arrive at once, the brain experiences a sensory overload, mapping these distinct physical inputs together into a single climax. This neurological synthesis transforms the orgasm from a localized physical release into a vibrant, systemic event that occupies the entire body. Beyond the intensity of a single peak, we must consider the physiological frequency required to successfully reset the nervous system. Clinical research indicates that between 8 and 20% of women possess a natural biological requirement for true multi-orgasmicity. This is distinct from high capacity, where a woman might enjoy several separate orgasms over a long period. As this graph shows, a woman with true multi-orgasmicity does not experience a drop in arousal after the first peak. Instead, her nervous system remains at a high plateau, lacking the satiety signal that normally triggers relaxation. To reach the refractory or relaxation phase, her nervous system requires 2, 3, or even 5 successive peaks. For these women, subsequent orgasms are a physiological requirement to achieve biological resolution and physical comfort. Moving beyond direct genital stimulation, the brain can be trained to actively hijack and reroute the body's standard pleasure responses. In a tactile orgasm, the brain anchors systemic sexual responses in extragenital zones. By focusing on a specific spot, like the inner wrist or lower back, you train the nervous system to follow that path to a full climax. The tantric pathway involves a different objective: deliberately circulating energy through the body rather than pursuing a quick release. This chart highlights the plateau phase of the arousal cycle. Tantric practices use slow breathing and intentional pausing just before the peak to stretch this phase horizontally. The body hovers just below the climax threshold for minutes or even hours. These techniques remove the urgency of the race to the finish, allowing the nervous system to sustain a state of high-level arousal and sensory focus. Mapping this internal biology shifts the focus from individual anatomy toward a more precise form of shared intimacy. Mastery involves the deliberate, attentive mapping of a partner's unique biological and neurological requirements. Understanding whether a partner requires successive peaks or an extended plateau changes the nature of the sexual act, removing the pressure of a goal-oriented task. When a partner dedicates the time required to meet these specific biological thresholds, it eliminates the frustration of mismatched physical pacing. This level of technical communication and dedicated time builds a profound bond of adoration, as both partners move toward a shared state of total physical and emotional union.
The electronic version of all chapters from the full book, She Who Awakens by Alina Chamberlain, can be found at wishforlove.org.